Hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy Thursday. Happy day 6. Somehow we got into the midpoint of the calendar already. This was the card I had forgotten to show you from last time. Oh, and Lennox is here. Hello, Lennox. And then this is the one we made last time with the tree. Now that this is dried, this is a lot more stable, basically. Well, it was less stable before. So this will hold together. So if you wanted to use it more as a decor piece, you totally could. And I think if I was going to cut this again with this foil cardstock, my star is slightly crooked, but hey, that's imperfections, right? I would probably just glue the foil and blue cardstock layers together first and then cut it so the die cut didn't roll the way that it did. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Gloria. How are you? Hello, Barbara. I hope everybody is doing well. It is officially fall feeling in the Midwest, so that's always kind of nice. And one of my friends usually streams in this time slot, so we were going to go later, but she is not streaming, so everything worked out great. So let's get into day number 6. I hope my friend Stamper Girl is busy because we're using her least favorite color. But this one was, I believe, Sabrina's favorite die in the calendar, which is the icicle. And I have an idea. I thought this die would be pretty fun. We were brainstorming on Sabrina's live last night to do like a shaped card with. Essentially, to not cut through one of these layers and leave it open. I was thinking I might actually not, leave the sides open as well. Like try and, put our edge kind of like that so that we'd have at least some togetherness. So that's my thought. And I thought we would go with a fun sort of non-traditional color. So I pulled some purple that I had here because I know some people are a big fan of like purple as sort of an alternative to blue. So I thought that would be kind of neat to do the decorative layer in the lighter color and then sort of put the lighter layer over the dark layer. So, and hopefully make a fun little shape card out of this. That may or may not work out. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these and see how that works. One of the things we had talked about on Sabrina's live is, in addition to cutting it this way, if you then you can then sort of overlay these. And if you do it correctly, you can have you could do it like this, but you could also do it like this, and then you can have another one and get sort of your 6-pointed snowflake. So I think that's about what we're going to do. Let's see. I think I want my base to be dark purple. So I am going to score this. And then I'm going to see if we can die cut this and get a card base out of it, which may or may not be possible. We will see. There we go. This might be a really good idea or a really bad idea, but we'll find out. If it doesn't work out, then I'm probably just going to die cut something out of like this cream to put on the back so there's a place you can write stuff. And there was something else I was going to But I think what we can do is what I'm going to basically do is just overhang the die a little bit. So then the parts that are overhung won't cut out in theory. So I kind of want the tip to be connected. How does that work? Not particularly. I think if we do kind of like this will work. So let me actually tape this down like that so that hopefully it'll work out. You could also just connect it. We could just do it at the top too, which would be kind of an interesting. Let's do that because this will give us sort of a longer side, I think. This particular, like the ornament piece in the middle, I don't think is going to give us as stable a side. So actually, let's tape it near the tip where I really want it to not cut portions of this. If you remember, a while back, I actually made a diamond card that works this way too. So we will see. So this will be one of our pieces, and then we want to cut out probably 4 more bases, 4 more like single layers, so that we can get all 6. Let me just figure out where I put my die cutting base. Here we go. And do that. Oh, also included today that I was lost in my calendar, there's a little topper piece. I think we'll use at least one of those. And let me just cut this out, and then I will catch up with y'all. Hopefully you are all having a good time. I do too. I also have some texture paste we can play with. It's the clear Simon Hurley Astro paste, which I haven't used, that I think we could use to do a little decorative bits on this. You could also use glitter, obviously. And if you use the layer on the for this card base I'm trying to do, well, this definitely cut through. So there's that. That is a plus. We'll see if the card base itself stuck together. Ooh, okay. So that's how this kind of works. So we may want to see if we can't partially cut a white piece for the inside, because it would be really cool to have a sentiment there. So let's see. I don't want to really sacrifice a lot of white for this. So let's see if we can't just do this. I'm going to grab my tape again. And we're probably going to wind up having to sort of even this off a little bit when we're done. But you can do that same technique that I just did with the purple. You can basically do that with anything. This is 67-pound Michael's cardstock, so we definitely want to probably put a little inside piece, but we may want to do another base for the back to sort of reinforce it. We'll see. I think we'll be cutting a lot of these particular bases just because this is a thinner cardstock than the Stampin' Up! Cardstock we were working with the last couple days is somewhat beefier. It's more like I think it's like an 80 or 90-pound cardstock. Anyway. And then we will see. We could find something to stamp on this too, because I think this would be good for that. So what I'm just going to do, take this off. I don't think the rest of this stuff we're going to need to tape because it's all pretty straightforward. But what I do want to do is I need to redo my desk a little bit at some point because the struggle is real in terms of finding stuff when you get to a certain point of the halfway through a live series where your desk is just kind of a disaster area. So what I'm thinking is we can put this on the inside and then stamp something here. Like, I don't know. We will look at the stamp sets we have available. There's our inside piece. Now, since I cut 2, I think I can just cut 2 at once here, probably like that. But I think we will need to cut into another dark purple at some point. And then we can sort of repeat this because I want 4 more after this, I think. I think that worked pretty well. There we go. So we got our 2. And what I'm just going to basically glue these together, and then these are going to be sort of our side pieces. And then I'm going to put a decorative layer on the center one, and I think put the ornament topper there. But this is really neat because if you line these up, these aren't perfect circles, so they're not going to perfectly line up, but actually I can show you now kind of the idea. But I don't think people will notice because I think this will just be kind of fancy. So we're probably going to like glue these down and then glue these over it, I think. And then potentially we can reinforce the back of this a bit. But that's kind of what we're going for. But I want 2 more of these bases. But we're being then it's nice that this will cut 2 bases at once. It would be nice too if you're doing a this feels like a thicker cardstock. That is not. Here we are. And this time I'm just going to roughly fold it in half because I'm not trying to line this up. But I would like to cut through a couple card bases. Yeah, I didn't show sizing on this. Just so this is a 5x7. So this will fit. Whoops, I grabbed the right one. So this doesn't. So this will fit sideways on a 5x7, but it'll fit up and long ways on a slim line. So this would be really nice on a full size slim line. And here we go. I think we have all of our base pieces. So I'm going to switch over to our lighter color and cut one of these die cut. Actually, before I do that, let me, oh, there are my nice scissors. Let's grab some of this remnant from the bow day, and I'm just going to cut out 2 of these guys of the topper so that we have that. And with the exception of the like top piece or the decorative layer, this is all pretty straightforward tonight. Whoop. Except my die ran away from me. I don't know where that went. Well, let's try that again. We have plenty of cardstock. Oh, here it is. Oops. So here you go. So what you can do, what we'll probably do is you can use this tab. You can use this tab behind here and then or you can use it in front and then put another layer over the top. And you can put it on more like that. So then we could sandwich this. Or we can put it on the front of the card and sort of actually we might wind up cutting this off. We'll see. We'll see how the inset layer works. But I definitely want to cut out a second one just in case we want to back them on each other. Since it is symmetrical. Oh, and Lennox is paying you a visit. Hello, sir. Could you get off my desk? Thank you. Sort of. Is it my desk? Is it the cat's desk? Who really knows? Here we go. Here's our second topper. I'm curious. I guess we could technically get this out of a metallic piece too. You have blue metallic, so it would be interesting to do that out of like blue metallic. But I think since we've done so much metallic already, I think we will do just sort of a contrasting pattern tonight. But certainly you could do this out of metallic if you wanted to. Sir, your butt is on my thing. Oh goodness. Did I scoot you? Let's just scoot you. Well, don't. Yeah. Oh well. Working with animals is always kind of interesting. Actually, given how this opens, these are the individual. These are the four that are individual. This one is not. But we could actually put these behind here. And then we won't need to reinforce this as much. Because we could do this and then put one in front and one in behind and then glue them together, and that'll give us like some more rigidity. That's a good idea. We will do that. But let's get our decorative piece, because that's move our cat to rescue our other die pieces. But this is my Briocraft, but Platinum 6 uses exactly the same size plates. So this is pretty big, but it still fits. If I was doing a full cover plate with a slimline, I would have to pull out my extended whatever. Hey, Danny. Dachshund. Ooh. My aunt had dachshunds for years. They were just such fun dogs. She had the wire-haired ones. They were really cute. They were surprisingly able to get up on stuff for having such short little legs. Hey, Cordelia, how are you? I'm excited. I don't think I've looked at your channel yet today, but I'm excited to see what you do with the icicle too. I think that'll be pretty neat. I don't know what I want to do. I guess we'll figure out exactly how we want this to go together. But this is sort of an idea stolen from Sabrina, because we were talking about this on her live. She's a day ahead of me, which was kind of accidental because I did sort of the preview day. But it's worked out well because some of these dies shifted in transport. So it's been nice to know what the actual dies are for the day if they wound up being in different places. Wow. Well, that doesn't happen very often. Popped out, was totally weeded. That is fantastic. Anyway, you probably can't see what this thing looks like. We will then have to see. But, oh, yes, this is going to look really cool on top. And I think we can sandwich this piece underneath it. So I think we are actually done die cutting. Surprising. I feel like because Scrappy Tails is such a die heavy brand, I feel like most of my Scrappy Tails stuff is always like, and now we're going to die cut a 15th thing. But I also don't want to I like opening the Advent in real time. So, it's a sort of a trade-off. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. I enjoy Advent calendars a lot, just because my mother's family originally was from Germany, so there's a lot of kind of family heritage in the whole getting excited for Christmas thing for me. In this Michael's card, the glitter foil paper is really thin. Just FYI, if you're crafting with it. So I do think if you either double layer it like I'm doing here, or the other thing you could do is just glue this down onto a beefier cardstock. I think we'll make it less likely to have sort of some of the mishaps I was having with the tree. Although they all worked out in the end, so I mean, it wasn't like the worst thing ever, but you know. So this is my sort of main base piece. So I want to glue this on top here on the front. And I'm probably going to glue, we'll do this last actually. Let's get the rest of the card together. Because what I want to do is open this up and then glue in our pieces going the other way. And I think what I'll do is I'll do, we're going to figure out how we want to set these up. But I think I'll do one from the front and then one from the back. And then I think I can sandwich them. And yeah, because I think that's, how is that going to look? So if I then put my cream piece, oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that'll look pretty good. And then we'll do the same thing on the back to sort of sandwich it together. So I think that makes sense. We could also sort of trim away the center area if we want the card to line up a little bit better. So I am just going to guesstimate this and sort of use the score lines here to figure out how to line this up. And hopefully not inconvenience the cat as he's trying to clean his paws at the oddest possible time. So like what you could do is if you really wanted to, you could sort of cut away this excess. I don't think I'm going to, but just FYI. I think what I will do is grab my other piece and then we will just do that to get to our snowflake. And this is all sort of on the inside of the card. Yeah, I think when these go together, like you don't really notice this piece not being a circle because you have your I don't know what you'd call these. Sort of the icy bits are more apparent than the shape of the other parts. But now on this one, I'm going to put glue here, and I'm also going to put it on the other areas of the icicle, just so that we can basically sandwich this and hopefully, so this one is our sort of our top. So I'm going to go over this, and then we're just going to line up our points essentially. Since this is unfinished cardstock, this is going to glue really quickly. The other thing I thought of while I was prepping for the live was what you could also do here is you could take this cardstock and you could use like an acrylic gloss on it to get a very shiny look if you want to do more of an icy look. Hey Elizabeth, how are you? There are lots of toe beans. Like most cats, Lennox has whatever, 18, I guess, 4 on the back and 5 on the front. He is not a polydactyl kitty. So this one is going to be the one. And this is going to be mostly a card. So I think you could fit this in a 6x6 envelope, but I didn't figure that out because I just thought it would be a cute idea. So I don't know. I may use this almost more as like a tag than anything. So these are double thick. And then this is our one that opens. So in our one that opens, we're going to probably glue this in like that, and then we can line up the score line. I think that'll look cool. So let's see if we want to stamp something on this so that we could have like a little message or something. I did want to, because I own too much Scrappy Tail stuff, I did want to show you this stamp set that came out with the Retro Christmas release. It has a whole bunch of stuff. So like this truck, for example, we could stamp on here if we wanted to, because that would stamp nicely. Season's Greetings would also work. And then we could do the ho 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 tag sort of not aligned straight. And then there's a Merry Christmas. So we could do that. We can also look at my favorite to date Christmas thing, the mini Christmas greetings. Not this one. This is the one that has cute words like love and. Oh, let's do this. Oh, this looks this is perfect. Okay. So I haven't actually done projects with this. This is Snowy Wonder, which comes with like the cutest paper ever. Oh, that's going to be perfect. So I'm going to grab the Let It Snow out of here. I have not done projects with this. It is coming this month. I have not done previews for it. If you are on my email list, you got a registration link. If you are interested in the class, it is going to be the Tuesday after this series wraps up. So it'll be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I don't know how it's that late, and it feels like November just started, but hey. So I'm going to this because there's this score line in the middle. It actually makes it somewhat easier to line this thing up. And then I'm just let me just rub the stamp a little bit to get any shipping nonsense off. It seems like we should do this in purple. Although you could use my favorite ink ever, the VersaFine Clair in Onyx. This did pick up because this is a brand new stamp. And then we can just put that back and make sure we're still lined up. We are good. So let's see what we have in a purpley color. This crushed violet is actually very blue purple. So I think, I maybe think, no, Serenade is the blue purple. Let's see if we can't find that. Lilac is also a purple, but I really would like more of a wintry purple. Which I probably won't be able to find because we're trying to do this live. Oh, this works. We'll use this purple instead. This is Glam, which is a very plummy purple, which I think will work quite nicely. I mean, it's like that color purple. I think this will work really nicely with the color palette of the card. But we'll see. So let's just stamp out our Let It Snow. Fabulous. That usually doesn't happen. I usually have more of a struggle bus with new stamps, but sometimes it works out. Let me see what you guys are chit-chatting about. Oh, don't worry. A bunch of people. Oh, hello. Hello, Tony. How are you? I think I caught one of your streams at one point. You did some really cute Halloween stuff, I believe. And hello, Melissa. Did I miss anybody else? I don't think so. ECR is here. And as with, I think most of the nights that I've been streaming, the official Scrappy Tales stream is at 6 o'clock. So that's when we finish up here. If you are interested, I don't think I have a redirect because it wasn't listed yet. I'm really excited to play with this. Obviously, I haven't yet, but I like all these little packages and bits and bobs and trees and whatnot. I like stamp sets with a lot of little images because especially if you're doing like pop-ups, I feel like you get a lot of opportunity to use them. Anyway, have our Let It Snow. If you wanted to keep this entirely Scrappy Tales, any of these, this airmail would be cute. Season's Greetings would, Merry Christmas and Season's Greetings would have fit. But I really like the font on this a lot. So we will open this up and we will get our inside in because I think that once we get the rest on here, we will be pretty much good to go. Except if we want to bling it up, we will figure that out. The one nice thing about the score lines, because I didn't mention it, but obviously all these dies with the score line down the middle. I mean, they're really designed to do the um oh shoot, whatever the word that is, the honeycomb ornaments. So that they will make ornaments that look like this or like this, depending on how many layers you use. I actually like the 3 or 5 ones because you actually get like sort of these vignettes. But anyway, we've been making other stuff lately, but we will likely go back to that. And you can, had I been smart, I would have lined this up to make sure it lines up. It lines up pretty well, but you do get a little halo here. So you could have trimmed that away a little bit if it's a big deal to you. It's not really a big deal to me. Sir, don't eat my... Linux is trying to chew on the die. So I guess the dies themselves are a cat toy. Hey. He's being a little menace. He just wants to play with something. It's funny because Sabrina said that like one of her cats thought that the honeycomb ornaments were basically cat toys. Anyway, so I'm going to use a little bit of glue on the back of this and figure out basically where we want this mounted. Probably like there. And then we have our other piece that we will put on top of it. We can just put glue down, and then basically that's how this will go together. And somebody in Sabrina's chat, excuse me, sir, please simmer. Thank you. Had also mentioned that I think she had tried using or was going to try using a Xyron on these. And that would be kind of fun to turn these all into stickers, essentially. Oh, I think I have that's weird. I have like a little, my glue is setting up a little bit, which is interesting. I may need to just add a little distilled water. Sometimes when I don't craft all the time, the PVA glue has a tendency to want to get a little more thick than I would like. Anyway. Now, all we really need to do is line this up. And then just press it down. I will grab my baby wipe just to sort of dab. With some of this colored paper, colored cardstock, you want to be a little careful with this. It's not happening here, but some of it you will start lifting up the color, which is probably not what you want. But anyway, so this is, let me just make sure we are not gluing our card together, which we are. But once this dries up, we'll have sort of this look. And I think I'm going to go and like do a little bit of bling on this. And then it says let it snow. But you could certainly stop here if you wanted to. And because I'm using, there's no foil involved, so the card stock is totally porous. This adhered super quickly. Anyway, I think it is. So I picked this up and then haven't used it yet, so we will learn about it together. My friend Elizabeth did a live with this Astro Paste, so probably can answer any questions, based on actual experience. Where I am going to muddle through, and we will see how it goes. Essentially, the Astro Paste is glitter paste by Simon Hurley, which uses a very similar base to the lunar paste, basically. The main difference is that, well, this icicle, which seems fitting, is clear. So it's not going to give you a lot of visual payout. I just want to do a little edging on our little ice, like on the top of our icicles. And so you can see it looks very fluffy and a very similar kind of consistency. So you can, what I like to do with this kind of product is just grab a little bit. You can put some down. If you have some scrap like this, what you can do is just sort of put it down to get a little off your finger. What I'm just gonna do is just a little bit, just a little bit. This is because this is completely clear. It's not going to be as in your face, which is kind of what I want. I want this to be a little more subtle, so that the our decorative layer really shines. I'm just gonna grab a little bit more. And like the lunar paste, if you let this dry, you can start building up layers too. And it gets off your mat pretty easily, as long as it has not fully dried. If it does fully dry, actually, I think I'm just going to give it like a full coat, because I'm kind of liking that as an idea. Although, so like now this looks white, but you can see as it's drying, it's actually drying basically like sort of like an acrylic gloss would. Except it has a very fine glitter in it, basically. There we go. I think that's about all we want. I just always go back in. If you have sort of areas like this that are a little wonky, you can always go back in and fix it. What I will do is just see if we can't scrape this a little bit. I think I'm just going to mess it up doing that. It's ice, so it'll be fine. But in this particular one, doesn't have a color, so as you can see, it's got like a nice sheen. We could always just put a jewel over that once it's dry too, if it remains super white. Let me put this away and clean off my mat before this dries. But you can see, once I close up my glue, because I'm really good at leaving this open all week and then realizing that I've wrecked my glue bottles. Anyway, so this lower section is almost dry. You can see you're going to get a gloss and you're going to get a little bit of glitter, but it's going to be fairly subtle because it's clear. And I'll let this dry a little bit, but we can bring back in our snowflake. Now these white areas are going to turn clear as they dry. So even this one that I kind of messed up on a little bit should be fine. And you could actually use this as a base coat and then come back in with like a chunkier glitter if you wanted. But as you can see, oh yeah, now you can really see this. Like you can see how this looks, and this is very close to real life, where you get like, this one is probably the driest. You see it's like almost completely clear. Like the lunar paste, it stays tacky for a while. So if you wanted to basically like make your own purple cardstock or green or whatever with this, you really want to wait until it's completely dry, or the acrylic will stick to your dyes, and it's a real pain to get it cleaned up. Ask me how I know. Anyway, I think that is all we have. That is our outside, and I'm holding this upside down. So there you go. And then on the inside, it says, "Let it snow," with our little snowflake. And this is something you could use as a card. Let's see. This is, how wide is this? Well, it's basically, you, oh, my cat is here. Scooch, my bean. The other cat, who's not usually on camera, is here too to say hi. So this is like an 8-inch square when you do it this way. So it would be probably the kind of card it would be kind of spendy to mail, at least in the US. If you're in the UK or Canada, I believe that it would not be as spendy. Hey guys, speaking of people from the UK and Canada, but then we did our little Let It Snow on the inside, which I think would be cute. I think this would be really cute as a tag too, like on a bigger gift. You could just basically put some double stick tape or temporary adhesive. Like if you put this, like if we pretended that this was like a package, you could put it on the package and then just put purple ribbon underneath, or a more Christmassy color. depending on how you constructed this, you could probably you could probably use this as like a ribbon topper too. Like you could actually wrap this. You could probably reformulate this a bit. And I think what we could do, let me see if I have any purple gems. Or we could just use icy gems. So we have rhinestones potentially, but I think I have purple somewhere in my copious amount of dots. I forget if I told you the funny story of like who was it? It was those are not purple. Those are not purple. You think I would have purple? Oh, these are purple. This works. Um yeah, Echo Park put I think I moved them, but they had their dyes on sale or their enamel dots on sale, and I managed to somehow buy a copious amount of them. But what I'm going to do, because I don't like that little blemish, is I'm just going to grab a little jewel and cover it, because that's what we do. And then we can do that there, and then we can just sort of do some haphazard jewels. We can try and balance it out a little bit. Do like one there and maybe a big one here on the other side so that it looks like I intended it, not that I messed up the card. I am sure you all know that trick by now. And there we go. Just a little bit of bling. A kissing of bling on the snowflake. And I think these work really nicely because they're clear, they actually have like an icier vibe, which kind of makes sense. And as you can see, like this the lunar or the astro paste is really set now. It's still a little tacky to the touch, but you can see how we have like this really fun pearlescent look. Anyway, since it is we are a little early tonight. I think that is all that is going on. I may go a little earlier tomorrow. We'll see. I don't really have that much planned for the afternoon. And I did. Question, Elizabeth. If you're doing another either Ranger or Simon Hurley push on a Thursday, let me know. I bought a whole bunch more Astro Paste, so if you want to do a live together and play with Astro Paste, I may or may not have 4 or 5 new colors accidentally somehow. Yeah, yeah, I know this is your least favorite color, but it actually is cute. I think it's cute. It says "Let it snow" on the inside. I don't know. I know that because you're from similar area of the country as me. It's like we like snow now and until Christmas, and then we're kind of over it. Anyway, so I may go a little earlier tomorrow if I am off. Since I think I'm off all afternoon. Anyway, I'm glad you liked today's project. I've liked all of them so far. I do think particularly these decorative layers with the matching underlayer, like I feel like these are really versatile. I've had a lot of advent calendars where I was kind of like, I don't know how much I'll use this in the future, but this is definitely one of the advent calendars where I'm like, this is a thing I'm going to hang on to and pull out every year because I really like ornaments as a concept. So I think I will use these a bunch. But anyway, oh, yay. Well, I'm doing a similar thing. I wound up working Tuesday night from like 8 to midnight doing work stuff. So I wound up having some time off. Oh, where is it? Where did there you are, ECR. No, well, Scrappy Tails, I think the most dangerous thing are their embellishment mixes because like they're pretty inexpensive. I think they're like 2 or 3 bucks. So like you just put the ones you like in the cart and then don't go back and look at it, and then you check out and somehow bought like 10 of them. And not that I mind, but Oh, hey Don, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. But anyway, I think that's all I have for you tonight. I will probably see you if you're over in the Scrappy Tales live that starts in about 15 minutes. And I will see you tomorrow at some point. Currently scheduled for 5, but might move earlier. Actually, this one would be really neat in the base we did the tree in as well. And you could do it in the base we had the tree. You could also cut this off so that you only have 1.2 if you wanted to. Like if you wanted to use this on A2, I think you could cut off one piece of like one side of this and have like the round ball and then the tip, and then just have the tip of the icicle and like use them on an A2. So we might do that. T put up a message saying she wasn't going to be live tonight. So that's why I'm kind of in her time slot tonight. So I don't know. I didn't hear any more other than that. But anyway, it's great to see you guys. I appreciate everybody who comes by these live streams because I know that like whenever series start, it's always kind of like I don't know. It's a lot to keep up with. But Lennox is stretching and would probably is sitting on my project. We'll just move that so his butt's not on it. But anyway, great to see you guys. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know. Actually, I don't know much about the second half of the calendar, so it'll be interesting to see how that all goes down. And it's great seeing you, and I will see you tomorrow.